I can't believe I still have this fragrance in my collection. I can't believe I still have this fragrance, Fève de la Suisse, in my collection. Hey, I'm Britt. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're getting into fragrances that I still can't believe I have in my collection / forgot that I even had in my collection. So stick around and watch this video. Pretty sizable fragrance collection. Is it the biggest fragrance collection out there? No. God, no. I have a sizable collection, and every once in a while I go through and try to declutter scents that I have not worn in a very long time, or maybe stuff that I just have fallen out of love with, or maybe that were even blind buy fails, although that does not happen to me too often. I have to credit myself. I'm pretty good at spotting fragrances that would probably be something that I like. But anywho, I was going through my cabinet. I was going through my perfume cabinet and came across like 5 fragrances that kind of forgot I have / haven't worn in like 2 years at least. Some of these. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first one. This one is Bond No. 9 New York Nights. This is the only Bond No. 9 fragrance I have in my collection. I actually picked this up pre-owned very early on in the start of my collecting days. Yeah, you can see like the cap it's all loosey-goosey now. It don't stay on, so I might as well just keep it off. But this honestly was the only fragrance I've ever smelled from Bond No. 9 that was anything worth talking about. Well, let me back up. Let me not say all of that. Let me not lie like that. There are a couple, but generally speaking, I find Bond No. 9 fragrances to be horribly overpriced for how they smell. Like, I feel like I could just find something in Sephora that smells very similar for a fraction of the price. Like, I'm pretty sure these fragrances now, this size bottle, if they're not like over 400 already, they're almost 400, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same way I feel about Tom Ford. The price don't match the scent. But this one, I smelled this at Saks Fifth when I was first learning about Bond No. 9. More unique scents that they have in their collection. To me, I've always said this fragrance, when I used to talk about this fragrance before, I always said it smelled like a banana coffee cake drizzled in caramel. And there's gardenia in this, and gardenia has like this creamy quality to it. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about all that, but that is kind of why I found this fragrance to be so enjoyable. It reminded me of like a coffee cake. But ask me the last time I wore this. Ask me the last time I wore this scent. It still smells very nice. Still very nice, but I don't remember the last time I put this on. I don't think I've worn this in at least 2 years. And just because of the size and the awkwardness of this, first off, I hate their packaging with a passion. I've always hated these bottles, always hated it. I always thought it was nice that every bottle had its own design, but the shape of these are pain in the ass. So it sits in the back of my closet, and I was going through cleaning out fragrances I wanted to clutter, and I found this. Totally forgot I had it, but yes, another one that I picked up pre-owned very early on when I started collecting. I want to say I probably purchased this one. It had to be like it might have been 2021, 2022 when I picked this up. This one I am going to keep though, but that's Marc Jacobs Decadent, Oh So Decadence. Yeah, Oh So Decadence, Oh So Decadent. So this is the eau de toilette version of the original Decadence. This has a very light, airy pear scent. This is one that I used to wear to bed a lot. I did used to wear this to bed a lot. I did wear this to work. This is one of those scents before I started to get comfortable wearing fragrances to work. This is one of the scents that I did used to put on because it was a little more light. And can y'all just look at the bottle? I typically can't stand Marc Jacobs packaging. I think Marc Jacobs has some of the ugliest packaging. Just subjectively speaking, I'm not a fan of the bottles. I hate them so much. They aggravate me. But there is something about this bottle that I think is so pretty. I love the pastels. I love the colors. I actually enjoy the shape. But yeah, this is another one that's been sitting like on the shelf somewhere, but this one is not going anywhere. This one is not going anywhere. Yeah, this is discontinued, she's saying. Speaking of discontinued fragrances, this next one is one I believe is discontinued too, and that's a Fève de la Suisse from Christian Dior. This is from the, ooh, did that just splash on me? Why did that splash? I didn't even spray it. What is happening? Pretty sure this one's discontinued. I actually picked this up on Macari. I think it was Macari, which I learned, didn't know at the time, was how many rampant sales of fake fragrances were going around. So I'm hoping this is real. You know, I've smelled the original. I've been able to smell the original. I'm hoping this is real, really hoping this is real. But this is another one just sitting in my closet. And the only reason why I don't resell this is because I don't have anything on here to like verify that this is like legitimate. At least I wouldn't feel comfortable reselling this, but we just gonna say it's real for the purpose of this video and because I feel like it's real. I remember this perfume. Do we remember this? This is Tutti Musk from Our Hub. This is one of those vibrant, effervescent, very tingly, very happy feeling scents. Very, very affordable. And I don't know why I stopped wearing this. I think I had other fragrances that had like a similar scent profile that had a little bit of a better performance. But this was one of my go-to OG affordable fragrances that I had in my collection. I know for a fact I have not worn this in at least 2 years. So I think this is going to end up going into my declutter pile. But this is a fun perfume. It's so fun, bubbly, playful. I don't think I ever really tried to layer this with anything. I don't layer all of my fragrances, but I used to love this one. Oh, so this last one is from Parfums de Marly. And I feel as though within the women's line, this one was quite often described as being mature, old lady like, but it was something about this that I just enjoyed. I don't know what it is. It was like creamy and soft and it had lavender. I really only wore this bed to sleep because anytime I would try to put it on during the day or if I'm going out and about, it just didn't match my vibe. It just didn't match my mood. And that is Parfums de Marly's Sedberry. Is she still in production? This is probably one from that line that you hardly ever saw anyone talk about. I don't think this one really got a lot of attention, and I could see why people said it was mature. There's lavender. I want to say there's tuberose. It's some sort of powdery floral in here. Wait a minute. Oh, I wonder if this one's discontinued. I don't see Sedberry anymore. I didn't know that was discontinued. When did Parfums de Marly increase their price? Because I'm seeing their women's fragrances are now $410, where I feel like it used to be like $325. Back on topic. But yeah, this is the one that I felt was like very slept on from the brand. And I guess it wasn't selling because it looks like it's been discontinued. It's not, I don't see it on the Parfums de Marly website. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I see why people felt this was like, ooh. It's smelling soapy. It's smelling soapy to me today. I know there's lavender in here. I know there is lavender in here because I distinctly remember picking that up and smelling it and going, oh, that's lavender. I smell it. It's very relaxing, very calming. But then at the same time, I said, oh, I see why people describe it as mature, matronly, old lady like, nursing home vibes. I understood why people said that. Like, I get what they were referencing, but I liked it. It just really didn't like vibe with me outside of wearing it to bed. I tried to wear it to like work a couple times. It's like, meh. Don't think I want to do that, but I enjoyed wearing it to bed. Yeah, I see why I stopped wearing it. Pretty sure I have more fragrances in my collection that I have not worn in like the past 2 years that I should probably at this point declutter or try to bring back into rotation to see if I should declutter them. But let me know if y'all have some scents that y'all forgot y'all had for one reason or another, whether you just fell out of love with them or you just legitimately forgot that you had them in your collection. And let's talk about it a little bit. But make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and I will catch y'all next time.